Good morning, Deborah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's been one of those days already.
Yeah, when I walked in this morning, it was.
You doing all right? Did you have a good weekend?
Yes, always
Good,
do. How about you?
good. It goes by too quickly. We own the restaurant, and so the weekends are my busier time. So
Oh, so they are. Yes.
yes. Oh, looks like maybe Rebecca's going to join us. Did you get a chance? It didn't look like I still don't have the name of the company that you worked with on your resume.
Oh, no, I didn't go back and do any of the resume
Do you,
stuff.
do you want to just tell me and I can fill it in for you?
The name of the company that
Uh-huh.
I didn't work for a company. It was a country club. The name, I think I already did put
I
that down.
I didn't
Did I
see it.
not?
I did not see the name or the location listed. Did you go back
Okay,
and do
it's
that and I missed it?
no, I didn't.
Okay.
How do I go to do that?
I can do it
I
for
forgot
you.
all that. Yeah, but I wanted to do
Okay.
it, but and I
Okay.
forgot. I totally forgot.
Okay,
But
that's okay.
it's
If you
okay. It
are
was.
you in the Google
It's,
Classroom already?
I am.
Go back to week 3.
Hold on a minute. Okay.
Alrighty, and it's the create a resume template. It's kind of in the middle of the thing.
Creating your resume? No.
No, it
Resume
says
template.
template. Yeah.
Mm.
Did you do the Dropbox? You got to do the drop thing. Remember what the where it says all topics to get to week 3?
Yeah,
Don't.
I did that,
Okay.
and I'm in that. See,
Okay.
I might be a slow learner, but I
That's
remembered
okay.
that.
No, that's not a slow learner. That's great because most people forget it. So I'm proud of you. Yeah, it's kind of halfway down. It
Where it
first of
says
all,
resumes, create a list of skills. Do you know how to age proof?
keep
Create a
going.
list of, it doesn't, resume assignment.
Let me see.
It would be a blue thing, right?
No, not necessarily.
I'm
It's
at
the
the end
one,
and I didn't
two,
see it.
3, 4. It's the fifth one. It does have a little blue thing. It says Sydney posted a new assignment, resume templates, make your own resume. It's the fourth gray box down. Let me
Okay,
have it again.
Sydney
One,
posted a new
two,
material
three,
creating your resume.
4.
That's all
Uh,
mine says. So that's it. I click on that. No.
no, the next one down says Sydney posted new assignment resume template.
Resume template. There it is. Okay.
Click that. Yay.
And then where it says your work, my
Click
name,
your
resume
name.
template,
Click your name.
there it is.
And if I'm
Okay.
not mistaken, you just said owned your own company, but you didn't say the name of it or where it was located.
Oh, because I see the country club name of business owner. Um,
Let me see.
well, I do have the name of it. I have all the names of it. Home Help and Care and the cleaning lady.
Hold on. Then I must have, you must have done something after I've looked. Let me see.
Well, it says name of business dash owner, and then I put 28 years, Home Help and Care, the cleaning lady, all phases of owning a business from startup.
So those were the names of the companies, Home Help
Home
and
Help and
Care.
Care and the cleaning lady, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because up
So,
at the top it says name of business and then
right,
so
I
I
see
that's why I'm
that.
like, what's the name of the business? I didn't know that. Okay,
Those
so
were, so I guess I didn't catch that. So what do I
okay.
do?
I you can erase the where it says name of business and put the two
Okay,
names. Home health care. Good. I can see you doing it person. Put the
okay,
home health and care.
delete. Okay,
And then I would
and
then put
then,
the letter word and then I would put the cleaning name. Hi Rebecca.
okay.
Then go
Now
ahead
what do I do to save it?
and you don't have to save anything, but go down to where it says home help and care down below
Oh,
and
erase
and
those.
well, not necessarily race, but go ahead and tell me something that you did. That's kind of your responsibilities. So you booked homes, or did you clean the homes? I mean, if you're the owner, you did everything, but list
I
some
did
of the things.
everything.
So list a few of the things you did. So you marketed and you booked and you cleaned and put down instead of home help and care and the cleaning lady, list a couple of the responsibilities that you did as an owner.
Okay, so then get rid of all phases of owning a business from startup?
I would, because that you give me, or you could say all phases of owning business from startup, including, and then list
Got it.
things.
Okay. All right.
And then the education, if you decided you don't want to list anything, then we'll erase that. If you want to list it, then list it. And then we'll just call it a day.
Probably not, because obviously if I got an accounting certificate and I have business licenses and I have insurance licenses in multiple states, obviously I've had education, right?
Yes, but they would like to know where you got it from. Did you get it off of an online kind of thing, or did you go to an accredited school? Would be, as an employer, what I would look at. Because if you haven't listed any schools, I'm not sure where you got those from.
Oh, well, I didn't get any of that, and my education did not help me with anything that I did in life. I figured it all out myself. Like I mean, my real estate license,
Where's your accounting from? Where did you get your accounting license?
I went to a like a community local college for
Okay,
that. It was just a college, but I did go to the
but
university. So,
I think that's
but for the real
relevant.
estate license, I just took the
Right, real
test.
estate school, right, right. But I think with your marketing background and everything and your business and whatever, I would list them. I mean,
Okay,
I would, because otherwise it looks like you're not willing to
educated.
share. No, I wasn't saying not educated, because like you said, you do have those licensings, but it's a little skeptical as to why you don't want to put it down. It would be what people are going to perceive it as. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying? It's like,
okay.
why is she hiding that information, or why doesn't she want to reveal that information? Is what it
Oh,
could be construed as.
because it was more than 50 years
I
ago.
understand, but we're not putting dates. We're not putting the dates. We're just
I
listing.
know.
We're
I
just
know.
listing.
Okay.
And again, that is
Okay.
your call, but I think personally, to show that you've had all that and that you are an educated person, it should be listed to show as a backup to verify that you just didn't pull it
Okay.
out of the air.
Now, my marketing, I mean, I also, but you said only to go for, your work not past 2000. Don't go back more. But I mean, I did my own marketing for a business that I ran for somebody else. I did all their own marketing, yet I never went to school for that.
I understand. I do the same thing with my business. I've never had a marketing
All
degree.
that stuff. You didn't go to school for it,
Right.
but you
You
just
learn it.
do
School
it.
of hard knocks, most definitely.
Yeah.
So,
But I'll put
so
it down. I'll do that. I'll work on that now, and I don't need to do anything to save it because it's in there.
right. As long
Okay,
as you know how to get
got it.
back to it, it's already there. But like I said, that would be my recommendation as an employer. When I'm pulling up a resume, I want to see. And so if you've got post high school, even if you didn't graduate, but then that's when you list below some of the coursework you studied. So if you did an
Okay,
associate, if you've got an associate degree, great. If you've got a BS or a BA, great. If you don't, just list the
I
schools
don't.
that you went to, but some of the coursework you studied, and then
Got
that's that. And don't just
okay,
don't put years.
got it. Okay, well,
Okay.
I was one of those that I'm living on very small island, 7 mile long island, quarter mile long wide. And what do I need a college degree? That's where I live, on an island. So what do I need a degree for? Back then, as a teenager, that's what I thought.
Of course,
So,
but it's to further your knowledge. So we're all good. We're all good.
got
And
it. Thank you very much.
of
I'll work on that
course,
now.
of course. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
I
Hey,
I think we've got everybody here today that's going to be. Joy is not going to be joining us today. She's doing another one, and Tanya is not going to be joining us. So I think this is it. So we're glad, Rebecca, you got things sorted out, it looks like today. So that's awesome. This is going to be another one of the quicker ones. And I do want to say that next week we're going to have a guest Zoom person that's going to be here doing things. She is from Knoxville, from the Tennessee, what is it? The Tennessee Valley, no, what is it? It's a bank. I can't think of the name of it offhand, but she's going to be talking to us about banking, financing, scams, debit cards, credit scores, anything that you might be interested in. So if there's something in the financial world that you personally would like questions about, maybe you got $1 million, you want to know how to invest, let me know. I can help you with that. But she's going to be here next week. What is it? Tennessee Valley Authority Banking? I think that's what it is. A TVA banking, something like that.
Yeah.
Her name is
Yeah.
Brooke. She's really good. So she's going to be our guest Zoomer next week for you guys. So if you've got any kind of questions or anything that you've kind of been wanting to know, even like is a banking app safe, or anything like that, jot it down, because she would love to answer questions for you guys. Okay.
All righty.
All righty, and let me get our screen up here for us. We are going to be on, we are almost done. We're on week 6 already. I can't believe time is just flying by.
Yes, it really does.
And then I do want to remind you all and invite you again, for the last week, we are going to have a party, a celebration. And if you can make it in person, that would be awesome. If you can't, we're going to still have you on the computer. But when we change rooms, last time we lost people. So they got to see the room when we started the thing. And then because it's my laptop, the internet, for some reason, the Wi-Fi doesn't work in that one room. They're kind of wondering if it's a room for probation classes and stuff. So they wonder if there's not something going on where people can't be on their phone doing things. Rebecca, yes? You got to take off your mute, hon. I still muted. It's not wanting to cooperate with her. It's still not, I don't know what's going on for you. You can type it in the little chat thing too. If you're not able to get it to unmute, I don't know why it's not unmuting for you, but you can type it in the chat and I can see it that way too.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can, yes.
Okay, where's the party going to be?
It's going to be here in Johnson City at the First Tennessee Human Resource Agency. Where do you guys come to meet with Aaron sometimes?
Okay.
So what we're going to do is there's going to be a couple of computer quiz questions. Some of the people last time that do Zoom did it ahead of time and just showed up for the party, or you can come and go into our classroom and do the final little follow-up quizzes. They're just not reevaluations. It's a follow-up. We took a pre-assessment. It's a post-assessment. It's the same one. And then I think there was another quick little one. And so we took those in the computer lab, and then we went to another classroom and we had food, and we had a little celebration. We get a little certificate. I give you a physical copy of your resume that you've got, so that you've got a copy physically to do with whatever you like as well. So, and I'd love to see people. I've met you, Rebecca, but I've not met Deborah in person or Kent in person yet, but I'd love to meet everybody in person. But again, I understand it's a distance. I get that. And it will be at the same, well, it will be, we're doing a 9:30 in the morning on, no, 10:30 in the morning on Tuesday. It's going to be when we do the in-person ones, and it's going to be a 2 o'clock one on Thursday. So hopefully you can make one of those two or Zoom in. You can just do the regular Zoom if you can't make that. We'll do our regular Zoom for you guys on 2 o'clock on that Tuesday. Rebecca?
Okay, you had just said 2 o'clock on Thursday, so it's 2 o'clock on Tuesday.
Well, because I do an in-person on 2 o'clock, so the in-person parties will be 10:30 Tuesday morning, because I do 4 classes now. I do an in-person this in the morning at 10:30 on Tuesday, then I do a 2 o'clock with you guys. Then on Thursday, I do a 9:30 Zoom, and I do a 2 o'clock in person. So the in-person times are when I'm doing the 2 parties, graduations. Okay,
Okay.
so
Now, I cannot come at 10:30 because I'll be working
okay.
all the day. So I need to do it which day at 2 o'clock?
Thursday,
Thursday, 2?
2 o'clock. Thursday,
Okay.
2 o'clock on the last week. We still got one more week. We've got next week with finances. And then the following week, the last full week of June is when we're having the graduation. So it's
Okay.
either going to be 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon to be in person if you can. So that'd be great if you can make it. Or it's going to be at 10:30 on Tuesday morning. But if you can't, I can still Zoom with you guys at your regular scheduled time and so forth. And it'll be a quick one because all we'll do is say, yay, bye, great seeing y'all. And I believe last time they put the certificate and the your resumes in the mail for you. Those are the people that didn't show up. So we're still giving it to you. It's just gonna be snail mail. It'll be a bit before it gets to you. Rebecca?
I wanted to tell you that I became boss yesterday.
Yay! I mean, that's a good yay, right?
Yes, my supervisor was sick.
Okay.
And normally they would call Karma or Aaron to come in and take over. But they let me do the whole thing.
Yay! So you're ready to take charge, right?
Yeah, as soon as she gets married.
Okay, well, that's great news. I'm so glad to hear that for you. Good job. All righty though. So then are we ready for, so that's, I just want to give you the heads up because I know people may have to make their schedules and stuff like that. So like I said, next week we're going to have a guest person Zooming, and then the following week we're going to have our graduation ceremony. And you guys have gotten really good with navigating on the computer and stuff. I'm very proud of you, Deborah. Yes, you have. Look how quickly you're doing that. And Kent, she's on top of things. Rebecca, she's back on track. We're all doing great. I'm so proud of y'all. And Joy, she had something come up. She's not a computer issue with her today. She just couldn't make it, so she's coming next week. So, all righty. So we are all in the Google Classroom, hopefully, and we are going to the classwork tab, and we are doing the drop-down box from all topics. We are going down to week 6, interpersonal skills. And this one of the reasons why it's kind of quick, this is another one, again, depends on how quick you are typing, but this is more about building your confidence and talking about what makes us great employable people at our age. And so this is kind of reiterating or reaffirming for us that we are awesome and people need to be hiring people more of our age instead of these youngins that lack all the skills we have. So we're going to be talking about that today. And the first one, it just says link. So the first one in the first box, we're going to click on the word that says link. And this is an important one because it tends to be that people have either a passive or an aggressive attitude at work. And really there's an in-between you're supposed to be. And the first thing that we need to talk about is our confidence level. And as we get older, most of us feel more confident because we are more mature and we are experienced and we've got a lot of things under our belt. Unfortunately, for some people, their confidence kind of goes down. They're like, oh, but and for whatever reason, they don't feel comfortable and confident in themselves. And we really need to make sure that even if you're not feeling like Deborah, you come across confident because you just do. Your aura comes across as confident. So even if you're not necessarily completely confident, if you can come across that way to others, that's all that matters. And then you'll build your confidence. And I know I've worked with several people on their confidence levels, because some people can do it internally. They do things and they feel confident, and just like I love Deborah, nope, let me do it myself, I want to do it, that's awesome. Other people will go, okay, you can do it for me, and that doesn't build their confidence as much. But then if they watch and see, then they're like, you know what, I could do that, and they can build that. So sometimes it's internally that we build our confidence by things we do. Sometimes we need other people to build and nurture us, but it's real important that we do have a strong confidence level, because if we don't, that drastically affects us, not only at work, but it can affect us personally. It can affect our mental health, our physical health. It can affect us, our time showing up to work. It really can cause a lot of negative thinking and lead down a rabbit hole that you don't want to go into. So we don't want to have low confidence or lose confidence in ourselves. And if it happens, I mean, we all kind of doubt ourselves from time to time,
Mhm.
but we do have to make sure to build ourselves back up, or find people that will help build us up. All righty. And so in order to build confidence, the more you do, the more confident you feel. But you also need to be realistic and set realistic goals. You can't say, I'm going to do blah, 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 and a million things in one day, and then be all bummed out when you don't reach it. Well, if it's not realistic, you're not going to achieve it. So you want to make sure you set realistic expectations. Nobody on here is a computer wizard. We don't claim to be, I don't think, but we're all getting much better. So our confidence in using the computers has gotten better. But if we said after week one, I just don't even need, I can do all this independently and I don't need anybody, that probably wasn't realistic. It's a little more complicated in today's world, but it's definitely doable. So going step by step, week by week, we're building up our technology skills. And then you guys can go back and revisit North Star, and you're like, you know what, that might be a little easier. That was in our week 2. You can go back and log back in and take some more coursework and go, hey, this isn't scary anymore, because you've built your confidence on that. And make sure you surround yourself with people who are going to build your confidence, not bring you down. And do give yourself little challenges, but also give yourself some grace when we mess up. And we do, we all mess up. We give ourselves the grace to understand that's a learning experience. You really don't learn from doing things right. You learn by messing up. And then you know, okay, that's now I know now what to do. So that's always, messing up is not a bad thing. Now, there are 3 to 4 different categories that when we're at work, we definitely need to make sure we follow. There's a passive person, an assertive person, and an aggressive person. And ideally, we want to be in the middle. We want to be assertive. So as we're going through here, I want you to kind of look and see. Now, we all more than likely have characteristics in each of these areas. The idea is, especially in work, to be in the middle, not to be too passive, not to be too aggressive. Now, your personal life, that's different. You might be a totally different person, your real self, but at work, you want to try to be an assertive person. So what are the differences? A passive person, I want, as we go through these, to kind of see, kind of in your mind, kind of check mark and see where you kind of lay most of the time. A passive person doesn't really speak up for themselves. They're very quiet. They either are just trying to keep the peace, or they just don't feel that they have anything of value to add. And here's one, I'm definitely passive in this. I put my needs last. I put other people's needs ahead of mine. I'm guilty of that all the time. And if you're a mom, we kind of do that anyways. That's kind of a mom thing. But in the workforce, we make sure that we don't do that. But allowing ourselves to be bullied or ignored, some of us that are more passive might go, oh, well, just kind of allow it. Or speaking so quietly, or so hesitating, or body language is so quiet, shrugging the shoulders, that's a passive person. And undermining your own value and your own opinions. And it's like, well, excuse me, I know it probably doesn't matter, but, or I know you probably don't care to hear, but, and that's all considered really passive. And in the workplace, you're going to get stepped on if you do that. Now, an aggressive person, that's the whole other end of the spectrum. They try to dominate others. They can sometimes use humiliation to control others. They criticize, blame, or attack others. They can be very impulsive. I'm kind of impulsive. They have low frustration tolerance. I can't believe these people. I speak very loudly in a demanding and overbearing voice. I know that that's my teacher voice. That's been me forever. They can act threatening and rudely. They don't listen very well because they're not listening to understand. They're listening so they can jump in and say what they need to say. They blame others, saying you, instead of saying we or me or I. And they often have an overbearing or intimidating posture where they kind of size up to you. So those are all characteristics of an aggressive person. So you might see some of that in you as well. And again, we're talking in the work, and usually the same personality is the same with a little overlapping possibly from work. A lot of people in work are passive aggressive. They've got a little bit of both. Their superior person's talking and they mutter instead of speaking up because they don't really want to confront them, but they're trying to voice what they have to say, but they mutter and they go, excuse me, what'd you say? Oh, nothing, nothing. And they have very difficult time expressing anger, or if they're upset about something, they use facial expressions that don't match how they feel. So they might be smiling, going, oh yeah, and they're thinking one thing, but their face says another. They use sarcasm. I use sarcasm. They deny there's a problem. Oh, can I help you? Is there something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. When you're muttering or something like that. And they appear cooperative, but they're kind of doing little things to disrupt or annoy or to upset the apple cart, something. It's like, see, I told you that wasn't going to work. And that's because they might have done little things to sabotage. And they can use that subtle sabotage to get even. So that's not a good person to be in the workforce, because ultimately the person that's passive aggressive is not really happy with things, and the person they're working with isn't going to be happy either. So ideally, what you want to be is an assertive person. An assertive person states what they want clearly, but appropriately and respectfully. So instead of muttering, well, I don't think that's going to work, say, well, have you thought this through? Is it possible that? And you say it in a nice way to get your point across. You express your feelings clearly, appropriately, and respectfully. Like, how do you feel about that? If you're not liking it, say, well, I'm a little uncomfortable with that, to be honest with you. But you're saying it in a nice way, not saying, well, that sucks, this stinks, that's never going to work. That's not an assertive person. That's somebody that's being aggressive again. Then you use the I statements, and you do communicate respect for others. Now, I heard what blah blah said, but, and so you listen well without interrupting, because you're listening to hear instead of to speak. And you do feel you're in control of yourself. You're not going to lose it. Have good eye contact with the person, speak in a calm, clear tone, have a relaxed body structure. Now, I cross my arms a lot, and that's an aggressive thing, and I try not to do that, but the arms crossing is a sign of stay back, don't get near me. So I have to practice better relaxed body posture myself, and not to let others control you and abuse you, possibly in a work situation, not physically, and stand up for yours and their rights. So that's ideally what you should be in the assertive workplace. So we're going to have a couple little scenarios here, and I want you to kind of look and see which one you would be. So a friend asks to borrow your car. This is going to be a big inconvenience for you. A passive person says, well, yeah, go ahead. Do you want me to put gas in the car? That would be a passive person. An aggressive person would say, no way, how am I going to let you borrow my car? That's rude. Why would you do that? An assertive person would say, well, I need my car. Can I drop you off at some time and pick you back up? So that's kind of the in between. It's kind of a mediating kind of position to be in. So probably most of us would be the not aggressive in that way, maybe saying no, or being assertive. Okay, if I can fit you in, I've got these things that I need to do with my car. It is my car, but maybe I can fit you in or find a ride for you. Here's another scenario. Your boss asks you to stay late while everyone else leaves. You're always the one to stay late, and tonight you've got plans. Now, the other people in the other group, some of these people were passive. Well, okay, I guess I'll stay if you need me to. That would be a passive person, and some of us do that. It's like, well, I could use the money. I guess the plans can change. An aggressive person, well, that's not fair. I'm always the one to stay late. It's their turn. An assertive person would say, well, I have plans tonight, so I really just can't make that. I usually do stay late. I'm really sorry about this, but I can't today. And so again, you can kind of think in your mind, which one of those are you? Your partner has left a mess in the kitchen. and you are too busy to clean it. The passive person, well, I guess I'm gonna have to clean it since I cooked. The aggressive person, how can you expect me to finish my work if I also have to clean up after you? The assertive person, well, I don't have to clean up the kitchen due to some important deadlines. The kitchen's just gonna have to wait and one of us will get to it later. And again, you kind of know where you fall on that. I'm probably passive in this respect. I'll get to it. Nobody else is gonna do it. I guess I will. Scenarios, you're at a restaurant, the server brought you the wrong dish. A passive person, well, that's not what I ordered, but I'm gonna go ahead and eat it. An aggressive person, well, that's such an idiot, they messed up my order, get over here and get it fixed. An assertive person, excuse me, this isn't what I ordered, if you don't mind, can you give me what I ordered, please, kind of thing. So there's that scenario as well. All right. And so then they want you to kind of think about it. A friend shows up at your flat, which is an apartment, uninvited. Normally you're happy to let them in, but this time you're busy. So a passive person would say, well, I've got things to do, but hey, you made it all the way over here. Come on in. An aggressive person, hey, you didn't contact me. I got things to do. Scram, get out of here. An assertive person would say, hey, you know what? I'm really busy right now. I wish you would have called. Can we schedule meet tomorrow at blah, blah, blah time? So that's the difference between the three. So in your mind, you can kind of think, well, I'm mostly this and a little bit this, but in the workplace, it's ideal to be an assertive person. Don't let people walk all over you, but don't be a jerk either about it. It's kind of the way that goes. And making sure an assertive person blames and says, you never do this, and I feel pressure because of this and that. And you change the you statements. Why can't you ever think of anybody else? You are too much for me to deal with. Why can't you do the simplest things? Into more like, I feel my needs aren't being met right now. I don't have the ability to support you the way I'd like to right now. And how should I be asking for more support or help from you? Wording it in a different way so that it doesn't come across as aggressive or as offensive. But sometimes it depends on who you're dealing with. Sometimes people, you got to be blunt with them. Hey, I don't have time for this crap. You need to knock it off. Sometimes it is necessary, but most of the time we do want to try to approach it in a more professional manner. But you know who you're working with, and sometimes you have to be a little bit direct with some people. And we're not of the generation that gets easily offended like these youngins kind of thing. But if you're dealing with the youngins, you do have to be careful because they were coddled a whole bunch and they're not used to the real world yet. And so we have to be a little more cautious in how we approach and talk with them. All righty. So we need to build our confidence and try our best to be an assertive person, not a passive or an aggressive person, is basically that. Any questions about any of that?
Mm-mm.
Pretty much makes sense, common sense for the most part. All right. If you would close out the little X up here, if you're having closing problems, you can go back to the one that says week 6 and just click on that tab, or close out the X next to the building confidence tab. And we're back here to the week 6. Hopefully, Deborah, your computer is working better with you today. Excellent. Next to the word link, there was bring more than you think building. So if you would go ahead and click, it's right next to the word link. It's still in that first little gray blue box. You bring more than you think. If you click that one, this is, again, this is all introspective kind of day today, asking us to reflect on all the good things we offer. And so this one is asking you to think about you and everything that you offer us already. So you click an email box and then you go ahead and read through here. You click all that apply. Have you ever trained somebody, help solve a problem? You go ahead and read through those and click all those. Then the next one, have you ever? Click all these. These are reliability and work ethic things. And then there's another one. What strengths do you see in yourself? Again, click these sort of things. These are called soft skills. These are also important. So you might not be a carpenter, but you might be very hardworking and organized and empathetic and a good problem solver. And those are almost equally as important because those are things you can't really train. You kind of like we were talking about earlier, Deborah, some things you just don't get from school. You just learn it the hard way. And so are you dependable? You don't get that schooling. That's something you either are or not kind of thing. And so click all those that you are. And then there's some questions that you click in the box and answer. What does this list tell you about yourself? Well, that I'm a blah, 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 blah person. And then answer each of these questions. It says there's no right or wrong answer. Just be honest with yourself. Because of my experience, I'm better at what is something you're better at. The workforce needs more people like me because, again, what's a good answer for that one? Sometimes we tell ourselves things that lower our confidence. So we don't want to say, oh, I'm too old to get hired. What's a better way that we can put that in a positive spin? And how does recognizing your strengths help you feel more confident about working? And when you've answered all of those, you just hit the submit button and then we'll be ready to move on. So go ahead. Rebecca, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. I think it's yours that I hear click, click, clicking. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And if you have a question, you can just unmute. Okay.
I didn't know that was me.
Yeah. Well, it's either you or Kent because I've got Deborah on mute and usually Kent's not
Okay.
on mute. And I don't think, I think it's you.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go ahead and mute you. But you feel free to unmute when you got a question, hon.
Okay.
Oh, nope. It must be you, Kent. I'm still hearing it.
What are you hearing, Kathy?
I'm hearing the click, click, click. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you
Oh,
also.
okay.
So, because somebody's clicking away. So I'm going to go ahead and mute you. And that way we don't hear anybody's click, click, clicks.
Okay.
Is everybody finished? Give me a thumbs up if you're finished. Okay, we're waiting on one more. All right. So if you would go up to the top where it says you bring more than you think, and just click that X. If you're afraid to X out and get lost, just go back to the tab that says week 6 and click on that one. So you should be back here. We're going to the second grayish blue box. It says link. And we're just going to quickly kind of review this. This is something I'm not going to go over all of it. You guys are welcome to go over it later on. But it's talking about changing and adaptations in the workplace. And it's talking about how that is important for us. And I know that change is difficult it is for me, and sometimes the older we get, the more difficult it is to change because we're kind of set in our ways. But it's important, especially in the workplace, that we can adapt, that we can learn to change things. It might not be comfortable, but change, the only constant thing about change is that it changes. So change is inevitable. We have to learn to deal with it and not resist it, because that causes a lot of stress, and that stress can be both emotional, it could be physical, it could lead to a lot of different things. And so common reactions to stress include shock, confusion, anger, depression, sadness, but it also can be excitement and optimism. It just depends on the person on that. And we don't want you to be stressed out, and a lot of times we do when things, oh my gosh, because we think of the inevitable, we think it in a bad way, and that can affect us physically. We can actually physically get sick. We can just have emotional craziness where we feel depressed. We could lose it brain fog wise. We just can't function anymore. So we want to make sure that if there's a new thing going on, changing, that we can cope with it. And so we have to learn how to cope with stress and how to work with a positive behavior. And obviously there are better things than others to do. We want to relax, exercise, eat right, be aware what is stressing you out, and figure out a way to stop doing that. So you have to understand that you actually are in control of certain things, and that you're not in control of other things. And that's a hard one for me, letting go. I tend to worry about things I have no control over. That leads to stress. And so that's a weakness I have. So I need to try to focus on things I can control, and let the things I can't control, hand it over to somebody else, because that's not my baby. And so we all have things that we need to work on. Creating a positive attitude is a big part of that. If you walk in going, you know what, changes are going to happen, let's make the best of it. If you go in with a positive attitude, you get a much better reaction from that. And you want to be around people that are going to support you. You don't want to be around people that are going to bring you down or gossip with you. You know, that's a blah, 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 blah. That tends to bring everybody down, and it doesn't help anything. It may, in the long run, be the worst thing. It might short run feel good. Oh, good, I'm not the only one that feels this way, but it still doesn't solve the issue, that you have to accept it and move on. So find good people that can help support you. Be resilient. Be able to bounce back from things. Yes, it's new. Yes, it's going to be a hiccup, but I got this. As long as and some of it you can be taught, some of it is innate. You just are, like we talked about, you don't learn to be dependable. You pick that up on your own. Nobody teaches it to you, really. They stress, hey, you don't show up on time, we don't have a job, that sort of thing. You learn it on your own, or you're born with it already. It's not something that you can deal with sometimes. So resilience is something, a lot of people have a good sense of humor, a good grasp of reality, understand that that's how you'll raise, that's part of your morals, have that good support system. So being resilient is a big part of adapting to changes. All righty. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, I just kind of want to run through that. You're welcome to go back and read through it on your own if you want to, but it's basically just a common sense kind of thing. So if you want to close up the one that says guidelines for adapting, and we're back here again. where it says Aaron posted new material, SMART goals. If you scroll down to the bottom of that, there's like a little clippy board kind of thing. It says SMART goal worksheet. SMART goal worksheet. If you click on that, this is another one of these that might pop up immediately, which hopefully it does. You click on your email, you type in your name, and then you answer these questions. And I do understand that some of you are happy where you're at. You're not really actively looking for a job. Yes, Rebecca? It didn't unmute yet.
I
There.
don't find that.
Okay, let me back up. It's got a longer box. It spells out the word SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, time-bound. And then at the bottom of that, you see that? It says Aaron posted
Yep.
new material setting SMART, all in caps goals. It's the second, third box. It's the third grade.
Setting smart goals.
It says setting SMART goals, yes.
Okay.
So down at the very bottom of that colored box, it says SMART goal worksheet. And then when it's blue, it's got a blue hyperlink to it. Now it could be, you might need to click up above where it says Aaron posted new material. If you click on that sentence, it'll be down at the bottom of that page. That's another way to get to it if you don't see it, the one.
No. Let me see.
You said you
Setting
saw the
SMART
SMART,
goals.
right?
Oh,
It's the
I,
1, 2, the third grayish bluish box. You said you saw where it said SMART, right?
setting SMART goals. What you will do to reach it? No.
Let me see, maybe you already opened it up.
I see that. Oh, I keep hitting the buttons and it keeps clicking me back. Setting SMART goals. Then it says this activity helps you plan for the job you want. You will write what job you want, when you want to get it, what you'll do to reach it. I don't see that where you posted in new material.
If you scroll down further, that's the top of that box. Keep scrolling down. There's a sentence that says this activity helps you turn your goal into a plan, and it's a blue hyperlink. It says SMART goal worksheet.
Okay, I got that.
Okay, click
Okay.
on that.
Okay, click on email.
Yep. And then type in your name, and then go ahead and click on the little circles. I don't know if it'll let you click more than one. Nope. Pick one of the type of employment and answer this to the best of your ability, because like I said, I know some of you are not actively looking for a job, but if you were, kind of answer it that way. And then this one sentence, write your full SMART employment goal. I will get a job as a, and then you type what it is you'd like to be within certain number of months by a certain date is kind of what they want there. How confident are you you're going to reach that goal, and blah, blah, blah. You have to answer everything before you can hit submit. So just do the best you can. Like I said, I know some of you do want to find another job, but some of you are very happy where you're at. So just pretend you're looking for another job to answer these questions if you're not. All right, everybody get that done? All right. So go ahead and close out that one, the SMART goal worksheet, close that one out. And the next one is practicing your soft skills. This is another one of these crazy ones that sometimes you doesn't let you type everything. So it says, Sydney posted a new assignment, identify and practice your soft skills. So if you click on that little blue, looks like a little clipboard. And this is one of these, in this corner here, it might say your work and be all blurry. When it says your copy or make a copy, click make a copy. Or if your name does show up, then click your name. But if your name does not show up, then click the make a copy, then your name will show up twice and just pick one of them. And it will look like this. It'll say soft skills in the workplace. And again, these soft skills can be just as important as actual skills because not everybody can communicate. Not everybody's dependable and reliable, works well with a team, is respectful, and problem solving and having adaptability are also great items to have. And they can be listed on resumes as well as strengths because employers do look for that. And it does matter because that can make the difference sometimes between keeping your job or growing up in your job. Alrighty, so on this one, they're going to be giving you different questions. And most of them, you can just type in the little box. I'm going to show you the one because you can't circle. So how do you communicate at work or in daily life? They give you some examples of what good communication looks like. The second one is reliability and punctuation. So you just click on that little one and you can type there. The third one's talking about teamwork. Read that and type there. The fourth one's a reflection on what's professionalism mean to you. So they're giving you some examples of what good professionalism looks like. Handing feedback, whether the feedback be positive or negative, how do you handle that? Problem solving, adaptability, and then the self-assessment. We cannot circle these things. So after the number, put an X. So if you think your communication skills are 4, right behind the 4, put an X. If you think your teamwork is a 3, behind the 3, put an X. If you think your reliability, you're a 5, put an X in the 5. If you're problem solving, you're a 5, put an X after the 5. Adaptability, I'm like, that might be a 2, put an X under the 2 since we can't circle it. All righty. And then based on, these are the soft skills, whichever one you scored the lowest, that's the one you can list to improve. If they're all the same, just put, I don't need any improvement. And then if you don't need any improvement, then you don't need to have any action plan. But if you do have like, okay, adaptability, I'm having a hard time speaking today, is the one I'm the lowest on. So I'm gonna type this down. That's what I need to improve on is adapting. And then one action, I'm going to try to have a more positive attitude so that I can adapt more easily to new situations is what I'd write now. Okay, so go ahead and complete that, and we're almost done for the day. We just got one more little thing after this, and we are done. It's a quicker one today. And if you've got any questions, ask please. Just make sure you unmute yourself because I can't hear you if you've got mute on. Everybody done on this one? Okay, we're waiting on one. Deborah, where did you own your businesses? Was that in Florida? Was that here in Tennessee?
Florida.
Was it Fort Myers again?
Um, yes, but that's where I was residing. But I did work in Naples, Estero, Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel, all in those areas, but I resided in Fort Myers at the time.
Okay, so you had a home office, right? You worked out of your home?
Yes.
Okay, well, because we put Sneedville, we put Fort Myers, I'm looking at your resume. I'm gonna put,
Oh,
I'm gonna put Fort Myers under the names of those so that it's consistent.
okay.
Okay,
Perfect. Yes, thank you.
of course.
Um, yeah.
Did you have a question?
Well, I don't really have anything but a farm here in Sneedville.
Well, but no, but where you're working at City Hall, if you look at your resume, it's got the name of the place, the location, the name of the place, the location, and then we've got all your fabulous work where you've worked, but we didn't have the location of that one.
Right, okay, makes sense.
Kathy, how do I submit this again?
At the very bottom, I think this one, or is this the one? Let me double check. This might be the one where you close it out. Yep. Okay. So when you hit the X up at the top to close it out,
Yes.
then on that page, there's a big blue button that says turn in.
Okay.
All right.
All righty. Thank you, Kathy.
Of course. And the last one, this is a quick one. You guys are fast today with your little typing skills. The last one is a question to answer. It says, what topic did you focus on this week and what is your takeaway? So we were dealing with soft skills. So down here at the bottom, you type your answer just in this box. We were dealing with soft skills. And then hopefully your takeaway is it kind of reiterated, maybe if you're a passive person, an aggressive person, assertive person, or that you're very dependable, you're hardworking, whatever, that you've learned a little bit about yourself, or you've learned maybe to speak up more about the skills that you offer, something to that effect. So it says, what topic did you focus on this week? And what's your takeaway? So and she's got some other questions there, but what topic did you choose to focus on? Why did you choose it? You don't have to go all of that. Just what topic did you choose? What topic did you work on? And what was your takeaway from it? So it doesn't have to be very lengthy, but we were talking about soft skills. And so that should hopefully be what you're focused on. But if you want to be more particular, which soft skill and what your takeaway on it is, what did you learn from it? It's an introspective kind of thing. So I've learned I need to be less aggressive. I learned that I need to speak up more about how dependable I am. I've learned that I need to let go of stressing on new changes, whatever it is that resonated with you when we went through that. That's what you should type down. Okay. So don't stress it too much. Talking about stress, don't make it more than it is. It's just a simple generalization about what you took from today's lessons.
I have a question.
Sure.
I I must have hit something and I don't know where I'm supposed to be doing what work.
Okay, we are back on the page that has all of the links that we're doing on week 6.
Yes, I've got that.
We are down near the
But
almost the very, very bottom one. I think it's like the second to last one. There's a
what
says
does it say?
says type your answer at the bottom of it. And at the top of it, it says, Erin posted a new question. What topic did you focus on this week? And what is your takeaway? It's got a little question mark, a little blue question mark at the top of that box. And at the bottom of the box, it should say type your answer.
Okay, I have Erin posted a new assignment rated workplace. Not that. How do you handle feedback? Types of jobs?
You are on the wrong week, it sounds like. We're in week 6.
Workplace readiness? Oh, work 6. Week 6. Ah, no wonder. Okay.
That should have sounded
I'll-
vaguely familiar because we did that last week.
Yes. Well, yes, it did, but I'm thinking, what?
Yeah, so we're on week 6, down near the
Okay.
bottom.
All right. Week 6. No wonder.
Yes, it's the second to last box.
And what does it say again?
It says up at the top of the box, Erin posted a new question. What topic did you focus on this week? And what is your takeaway?
Got it. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay.
Hey, Kathy, can you tell me
Uh-huh.
can you share with me one more time what the date is on the class graduation when I can travel
Sure.
to Johnson City?
Sure. The class graduations, there's going to be one on the 23rd. That's a Tuesday, 2 weeks from today. And it will be at 10:30 in the morning. So we're going to serve kind of breakfast food and coffee and things like that. The
Okay.
other one is going to be on the 25th, which is a Thursday. It's going to be at 2 o'clock and it'll be more lunchy kind of things and tea and that sort of thing.
Okay.
So maybe pick one based on the food or work, or if you get up early or not kind of person. I'm not an early
Right.
person. So
All
whatever
right.
your reasons are. Yeah, so next
Okay.
week we're doing the financial, and then the following is the graduation, and would love to see everybody in person if you can make it. And of course, there's net trans too that can take you as well.
Yeah, that's what I plan on doing, trying to schedule something from NetTrans.
That would be great. I'd love to see you in person because right now you're just this big.
Just a little.
Yes, a little. Of course, that's good on my side if I'm only little, because I'm not really little.
Well, that's me too. I'm little and round in the middle.
That's kind of me. My Rotunda is my middle name.
Oh goodness.
And
Well,
if you
thank you
finish
for the
that,
info.
that's it for today. We are done. That was a quick one. And like I said,
Oh,
if you
very
guys
good.
have any kind of questions or anything for the financial advisor, it's TVA Credit Union, I think is the name of it. I kept trying to rack my brain on that. So
Yeah,
she's
TVA Employees Credit Union.
so yeah,
Yeah.
she's very informative, and you don't actually have to belong to TVA. Rebecca's turned sideways. There we go. You don't have to belong to that, I don't think, to join that credit union. I kind of think it's like Eastman, that anybody can join as long as you pay. So
Yeah, it seems like I'm a member of the TVA Credit Union, and at the time when I joined, this was around 2018, 2019, uh, you had to live inside of a county
Oh,
that
okay.
that had a TVA location.
That
So I don't know if that's still their policy or not.
that might be a good question to ask. I'm not real sure. I know that they've got a branch in Kingsport, and I know she comes from Knoxville. And I
Yeah,
saw that there's TVA has a something here when I'm driving down 26 in Johnson City. They've got a
yeah,
stadium or something named after them. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, they
So
closed up their branch in Kingsport, but they,
the one
I
on
think,
Stone Drive?
yes, yes,
Oh,
yep, they
okay.
sure did. That was the branch that I opened up uh, my account at because I worked there on Stone Drive, and they closed it up. But they do have. It seems like they maybe went into the well, no, I was going to say went into the old First Tennessee building, but I think it's
Well,
still First Horizon.
they were
So
recently there, though it's by Lowe's on that
yes,
side of Stone Drive.
right next to
Okay.
Lowe's. Yep.
Okay, because this fall, when did she come talk to my? It was in January. Did it,
Oh, really?
because she comes, I have a nonprofit and she comes and talks to my kiddos and she said that they have a location on Stone Drive by Lowe's.
Okay. Well,
So,
that would be the one. It's
uh,
right across the street from the Honda dealership,
yeah,
and
yeah. And the
yeah,
car wash is right around there now and stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
Okay.
they chose to keep that open because
Well,
that's
that might be a good question to ask her, but I go down that road once in a while and I don't recall seeing it closed. So,
right.
but I
Yeah,
don't bank there. I actually bank at ECU. So,
right.
and then I've got another banker coming to talk to my group on Thursday, and he's from Bank of Tennessee. So I try to get different people to kind of come out and
Yeah,
talk to everybody. So,
yeah.
yeah.
All right.
So, all right.
Well,
So
very
when you
good.
guys are finished with that, we are done for the day. So
All righty.
thank you
Have
very
a great
much. All right.
weekend.
You too. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.
All right. Have a good weekend. Thank
You
you.
too. Thank you. Did you have a question, Rebecca?
Yes, maybe you can help me.
Okay.
One reason why I might be getting low on storage, when I open my cell phone in the morning, ABC TV has taken over my phone and downloaded like 6 videos.
Oh no.
And several
Okay.
times I've opened up an ABC TV has downloaded videos.
They've downloaded them. That is very interesting.
Uh-huh.
Who do
I saw
who?
where Apple was downloading something on a lot of people's phones without permission, taking up storage. This is
Huh?
ABC,
Who
and
do
that could be
you?
where
Who's your carrier through? T-Mobile, Verizon,
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile. If you're
Uh-huh.
able, maybe swing by the T-Mobile store. Those guys are pretty techy, and
Okay.
it and ask them what's going on. Show them your phone and say you didn't authorize this and what's going on, and they might be able to show you because it might is. Are you sure they're downloading it or is it just feeds that
It
show
says
up?
downloaded. It
Okay,
says downloaded.
that's crazy. Is it? Do
Okay.
you have an Apple
And
phone or is it Android?
Android.
Okay, I was gonna say I can kind of help you maybe if it's an Apple phone, but I suggest you go to the T-Mobile people, take your phone, say, hey, this is what's going on. Can you all help me with it? Because they're pretty
Okay.
good. Because I've got
Okay.
T-Mobile.
And I get several of these warnings that they've found 72 viruses or 134 viruses on my phone due to going to adult websites.
Oh my
And
God. Well, Rebecca.
says
No.
it, it says to go to clean it up with Google Play. Okay, I haven't gone to any adult websites,
And
so
it could be that could be a scam to get you to download their thing. I would definitely take it to T-Mobile, say, this is what's going on. Can y'all fix this for me? Because that could be a scam too, saying, oh, you've got all these viruses, click here to get rid of it. That could be a
well
scam, or you
since
could
it
have been hacked and that's already going on. I'm not an expert now. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. I would go to
well
T-Mobile and get it checked out.
it said go to Google Play, but I have not gone to any adult websites.
Well, and that's why I say that could be a scam, but if you clicked on something wrong, they could have downloaded some adult websites. So that could
Oh.
be either way. You could have the viruses on your phone because of somebody doing something, or that could be the scam to try to click on and then you get the viruses. It could be either way. That's why I like Apple. Apple doesn't usually get as many viruses and stuff like that. So I would definitely take that to T-Mobile and tell them this is what it's doing. I did not authorize any of this. Can you help me? And like I said, they're pretty good about that.
If you had a bunch of viruses on your cell phone, how would you clean it up? What website would you download? Consider safe.
I would Google on your computer because like I said, I don't have an Android, so I don't, Apple phone doesn't have that problem, so I don't know. I would
Okay.
Google on a computer how to get rid of viruses on an Android phone. I would Google it
Okay.
on the computer and see what it says because I wouldn't click anything just because it comes up on your phone. I wouldn't do that. So Google
Okay.
some safe sites and see about that. But like I said, you might just want to go to T-Mobile and they can just go and fix it for you.
Okay. Another thing, on my answers, I talked about communication, and I'm getting to where I can't hardly talk now. When I broke my wrist, they intubated me, and they hurt the vocal cords, so my jaw's out of whack.
Oh,
And I
no.
start slurring my words. I'm beginning right now to slur my words. That's another hindrance to me in the workplace. And I just
Is
want
that going to be an ongoing thing or do you think it's
oh,
temporary?
yes, been
Oh,
4 years. So I just wanted to clear up. That's part of my self-confidence getting back in the workplace. After I talk, sometimes just 5 minutes, I start to slurring my words. So I just wanted to clear that up. I never mentioned that to you.
okay. No, but I've never really noticed you slurring.
Well, see, this is the end of the day,
Yeah.
and I talk during the day some, but it's in my
Okay.
jaws in whack. And
Yeah.
would you believe you can get a wisdom tooth when you're in your 70s? I have been in
No.
so much pain. The first week I was in a pain scale of 9.5 to 10 every day, morning, noon, and night, couldn't sleep or eat. And I've been cutting a wisdom tooth up there.
That's
And
crazy.
it's harder for an adult than somebody else, and it can take anywhere from 3 weeks to a year.
Are they suggesting that you remove it or what are they suggesting?
I haven't been to the dentist. I've found out I use my common sense, and I was brushing differently on that side. It had nothing to meet down below. I couldn't chew
Hmm.
because those teeth were swollen. And you go to a dentist, they want to pull it out immediately.
Yeah.
When I got braces, uh, I went to go have 4 teeth pulled, and he took X-rays and he said, "Honey, you need to have all the teeth you got. You're not going to get any wisdom teeth or 12-year molars." Well, since then, I have gotten one 12-year molar about 30 years ago, and it hangs down on the other side. And anytime I go to a new dentist, he says, "Oh, you got a problem." And I know what he's talking about. And I was telling him, "Well, Dr. Montgomery said just leave it alone unless it causes problems." Oh, he did. Then they say, "Okay."
Yeah.
So
Some of them are
I
after
know
the
that's a
money.
yeah, oh yeah, but their first instinct, I know, will be to pull that tooth. And for an older adult to have it pulled, it's a lot harder. The
Yes,
bone
it
is
is.
thicker and the roots are up a lot higher. So it's a
Well, not
lot
only
more
that,
dangerous.
just going under just the anesthesia can be an issue too. I mean, yeah,
Yeah. So,
because they have to put you
and,
all the way under usually for that.
and one, my dentist had said a year ago about using Sensodyne. And I've been using Crest Sensitive. And I Googled what's the difference between Crest Sensitive and Sensodyne. Well, Crest Sensitive puts a coating over the tooth, whereas Sensodyne numbs the nerve. And I went out and bought Walgreens generic Sensodyne, and that has really helped.
I have to use that too because I've got a lot of gum exposure. So it's
Yeah.
expensive though. So does the generic one work? Because I've always bought the expensive
The
one because I was
active
afraid the
ingredient,
other wouldn't work.
the active ingredients are the same thing. It's the potassium nitrate that does it, and
Okay.
it's about $1, $1.50 cheaper at Walgreens.
And it's so expensive, but I just use a little bit every day on it too. So yeah. So well,
Yeah.
I'd never heard of somebody getting a wisdom tooth in their mature years. So
I Googled it to
congratulations.
be sure, and they said, yes, you can.
Well, you
But
know
it's a
what you
lot.
can also get to help. There's for babies, it's called Oragel. And it's a
Yeah.
numbing thing that so if it bothers you to sleep sometime, put a little Oragel on there and you
Well,
can
see,
sleep better.
it was my whole right side of my mouth that was involved, from the front
Wow.
teeth to the back, top and bottom.
Yeah,
And
it can. And it can cause
as long
headaches.
as long as I don't chew on that right side, I'm pretty good. But now I'm beginning to chew some on both sides. But I feel like as long as I don't run a fever, have dark red gums, a bunch of swelling, just leave it alone and tough it out and take my Excedrin.
Yep. Yep. For right now, most definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I use Excedrin for pain, and that does me good.
Good. Good
Okay,
deal.
well, listen, we'll see you next week then.
Okay, hon. We'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, goodbye.